Hello Junior 6, how are you today? Let's know more about our new lesson. It's about nervous system. Nervous system, it is a communication and controlling body system. It is a communication and controlling body system. Importance of nervous system. It controls and regulates all vital operations of the body. It is responsible for knowing if things are hot or cold, sweet or bitter, rough or smooth. Another importance, it adjusts responses that require emotions. So it makes you sad or happy, angry or calm. And it oversees and regulates the multiple functions performed by human body, such as moving, feeding, digestion, breathing, and thinking. First, neuron. What is meant by neuron? This is the building unit of the nervous system. It's the building unit of nervous system. And it consists of two main parts, which are cell body and axon. Cell body and axon. Let's know more about the neuron. Cell body. It contains nucleus, cytoplasm, and plasma membrane. There are some branches extending from cell body, and these branches are called dendrites. What do you think? What is the function of dendrites? They are connected to neighboring neurons to form synapse. So the cell body contains a nucleus, contains cytoplasm and plasma membrane. And there are some branches extending from the cell body called dendrites, and the function of dendrites is to form a synapse with the neighboring neurons. So the function of dendrites, they are connected to neighboring neurons to form synapse. They are connected to neighboring neurons to form synapse. You can say neurons or you can say nerve cells. Axon. It is the second part of the nerve cell. It's a cylindrical axis covered with a fatty layer. And the fatty layer is called myelin sheath. Axon ends with nerve endings called axon terminals. Axon ends with nerve endings called axon terminals. So axon, it's like a cylinder and covered with a fatty layer, and the fatty layer is called myelin sheath, and at the end of the axon there are nerve endings called axon terminals. Let's know the function of axon terminals. They are connected to muscles or form a synapse with other neurons. So they are connected to muscles or form a synapse with other neurons. The nervous system consists of two major systems. This system contains two major systems. They are central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Again, central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Let's talk first about the central nervous system. It consists of brain and spinal cord. brain and spinal cord are from the central nervous system. Let's start with the brain. Brain is a nerve block and it contains millions of nerve cells, or you can say millions of neurons, and it's the main control system in your body. It's like the computer. So the brain is a nerve block and it contains millions of nerve cells or neurons, and it's the main control system in your body. Its location? It's located inside a bony box called skull. Why? To protect it. So the brain is inside the skull to protect it. Function of the brain: it directs and coordinates all processes, ideas, behaviors, and emotions. So we can say that brain acts like computer. It directs and coordinates all processes, ideas, behaviors, and emotions. It's like a computer. Brain. On examining the structure of the sheep's brain, we observe that the brain consists of cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Again, cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Let's talk first about the cerebrum, or you can say the two cerebral hemispheres. The two cerebral hemispheres. It's the largest part of the brain, and it's divided into two halves, right and left, by a fissure and attached to each other by nerve fibers. So the cerebrum is the largest part of the brain, and it's divided into two halves by a fissure and attached to each other by nerve fibers. And we have right and left cerebral hemispheres. Cerebrum. The outer surface of the two hemispheres is called cerebral cortex, and it's gray matter, while the inner surface is white. The two hemispheres have many convolutions and folds on their surfaces. So the outer surface is gray and the inner surface is white, and the outer surface has many convolutions and folds. Function: they control the voluntary movements of the body, such as running in races. Voluntary means that I make these movements by my will. They also receive nerve impulses from 5 sensation centers: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, and send the suitable responses to these impulses. They control the centers of thinking and memory, concentration. So they control voluntary movements like running. They receive nerve impulses from 5 sensation centers: eye, ears, nose, tongue, and skin, and send the suitable responses, and they contain centers of thinking and memory. Cerebellum. It lies at the back area of the brain, below or under the two cerebral hemispheres, and its function is to maintain the balance of the body during movement. So the cerebellum function is to maintain the balance of the body during movement. Its location is under the cerebrum, or under or below the two cerebral hemispheres, as in the picture shown. Cerebellum maintains balance during movement. Medulla oblongata, it lies in front of cerebellum and it connects the brain with the spinal cord. So medulla oblongata is in front of cerebellum and connects the brain with the spinal cord as shown. Medulla oblongata function, it's responsible for regulating involuntary processes of the body, regulating heartbeats, regulating the movement of respiratory system parts during breathing, and regulates the movements and function of digestive system, regulate heartbeats, regulate the movement of respiratory system, and regulate movements and functions of digestive system. And all these functions, my friends, are involuntary. You cannot control it by your will. They are involuntary processes: heartbeats, respiration, and digestion, controlled by medulla oblongata, and they are involuntary processes. You cannot control them. You can't control your heartbeats. You can't control your respiratory system movements, and you can't control the digestive system movements and functions. So all these functions are involuntary and controlled by, yes, medulla oblongata. Spinal cord, it's a cylindrical cord from which the spinal nerves extend. Cylindrical cord from which the spinal nerves extend. Location, it extends in a channel within a series of vertebrae in the backbone. So our backbone consists of vertebrae. Inside our backbone there is the spinal cord. Why it is inside the backbone? So that the backbone can protect the spinal cord. So spinal cord is a cylindrical cord and it's located inside our vertebral column or inside our backbone. Why? So that the vertebral column can protect it. The structure, it consists of internal gray matter that has the shape of letter H. So from inside it's gray in color and it's in the shape of H, and there is an external white matter from outside. So from outside it's white and from inside it's gray, and it's like the shape of the letter H. Function of a spinal cord, it delivers nerve messages from the body organs to the brain and vice versa. So it sends the nerve messages from the body to the brain or from the brain to the body organs. It's responsible for reflex action, such as the withdrawal of hand quickly on touching a hot surface. It's responsible for reflex action such as the withdrawal of hand quickly on touching a hot surface. Reflex action. What's meant by reflex action? It's the automatic response of the body to different stimuli. Again, it's the automatic response of the body to different stimuli. What are the examples of reflex action, my friends? First, moving your hand quickly when you touch a plant with sharp thorns. This is a kind of reflex action. You move your hand quickly. Another example, withdrawing hand quickly on touching a hot surface. Withdrawing or moving away your hand quickly on touching a hot surface. Another example, trying balance during sliding. Trying balance during sliding. Blinking your eyes when something gets close to your eyes. You blink quickly to protect your eyes. It's a kind of reflex action. Blinking your eyes when something gets close to it. Sweating in hot days. It's a kind of reflex action. Sweating in hot days. Now, let's talk to the second part of our nervous system. It's the peripheral nervous system. It includes the nerves, which emerges from the central nervous system. So all the nerves that come out of the brain and spinal cord are called peripheral nervous system. What do you think? What's the function? It delivers the sensory information and kinetic responses between central nervous system and all the body. It delivers sensory information and kinetic responses between the central nervous system and all the body. How to maintain our nervous system healthy? First, reduce the intake of stimulating substances such as coffee because it affects sleeping periods. So reduce the intake of coffee because it affects sleeping. Don't sit for a long time in front of computer and television. Don't sit for a long time in front of computer and television. This harms our nervous system. Another way to maintain our system healthy is to avoid extreme exciting situations and stay away from pollution and noise. Another way is to give your body a sufficient period of rest. You have to sleep a sufficient period so that you can maintain your nervous system healthy. Another way to maintain our nervous system healthy is to stay away from addiction because it causes retardation of learning and memory. This person can't learn and memorize like normal ones. Nervous tension, sluggishness, or being lazy, loss of time sensation, and sleeplessness. This person can't sleep well. So, addiction causes many problems like retardation of learning and memory, nervous tension and being angry all the time, sluggishness and being lazy, loss of time sensation, and sleeplessness. Thanks, Junior 6. I hope you have enjoyed this lesson. Study hard and goodbye.